Hello and welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint Show. I am your host, Jay Jones. Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the Black community by promoting business ownership. If you are currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, we invite you to join us every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint.
Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 287. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have another outstanding and informative show in store for you. Today, family, we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm actually going to combine two shows into one because they're similar and they are related. So there's a connection between these two shows. So today's show topic is BEB Elite Mastermind Opportunity and Escape Velocity. 5 things to create escape velocity in your business. So for all of you who've listened to the show for a period of time, you guys know that I'm big on mastermind groups. So this BEB Elite Mastermind group is from 6 figures to 7 figures, and it's an accelerated mastermind group. So, I just want to share a little bit about the group real quick, and it's coming up. So I always only take 10 people in my mastermind opportunities because it gives us an opportunity to be able to connect and work those synergies. If you have too many people in a mastermind group, things kind of get lost in the sauce there because it's too many people to actually be effective. So if you go to BEBElitemastermind.com, you can find out more information, and I'm just going to share a little bit about that right now. So if you are a 6-figure business owner and you're looking to take it to 7 figures, this is the mastermind group you need to be a part of. Now, once again, it's only 10 people that are allowed in the group, and you have to apply for admittance because we want to create a synergistic team that's compatible. So just think about a coach of a basketball or football team. You have to have the right components on the team to be successful. So when you apply, just go to BEBElitemastermind.com. You'll see the page. It'll be a quick video talking about the mastermind group. And also there'll be a short survey on the right-hand side. I think it's about 13 quick questions you can answer within about 3 to 4 minutes. And that will allow us to see if we can compatibly or create a compatible group of mastermind participants. So go to BEBElitemastermind.com. And once again, this isn't for everybody. Okay. Before I tell you who this is for, let me just give you some benefits of a mastermind group. And I was able to pick out about 27 benefits, and I'm just going to go real quick. So even if you don't come into this mastermind group, if there's another mastermind group out there, definitely look forward to take advantage of it. So number one, there are 27 benefits that I came up, actually even more, with a mastermind group. Number one, you're going to be part of an exclusive community. So this is a community of like-minded people that are trying to do exactly the same thing that you're trying to do. Build a better and more successful business. Also, number two, a sense of shared endeavor. So there are others out there that are trying to do exactly what you want to do. Build a business. Once again, if you're an entrepreneur and you're talking to somebody that's not an entrepreneur, sometimes the communication isn't on par because they don't know what you're talking about. The only thing they can think about is going to a job and working at a job versus building their own business, building their own legacy, and obviously hoping to pass that down to family members. Benefit number 3, an instant and valuable support network. And basically that kind of hits on number 2. You have an instant support network that's going to help you work through issues and problems with your business. And once again, these are experienced people. This is an accelerated group. And I'll tell you exactly who this is for and who this is not for. Benefit number 4, collaboration. So you're able to collaborate with people in the group. Benefit number 5, thinking bigger. sometimes when we're focused and we don't have anybody else to bounce things off of, we really underestimate the opportunity that we may have. So thinking bigger. Number 6 is synergy. Kind of talked about that before. So people that have the same mindset, and now somebody may have some skills that you don't have that you can work together with to build synergy. Number 7, new perspectives. Now, you guys have to excuse me today. I'm working off of this cold, so hopefully I won't cough too much in this video. But number 7 is new perspectives. So sometimes when you look at something, you don't see the same thing as somebody else does. So that's number 7, new perspectives. Number 8, which is real big, get honest feedback, advice, and brainstorming. And that's what we're going to be talking about in the mastermind group, the BEB Elite Mastermind group. You're going to get all type of honest feedback, advice, and brainstorming. Also, number 9, receive critical insight into yourself. You know, what are some of your positive traits? What are some traits that you need to work on? So you'll get critical insights. Also, number 10, get a second, third, and fourth opinion. Once again, when we look at something, we may see it one way. Somebody else looks at it, they can see it another way. And that may give you a different option on trying to complete that task or get to that goal. Number 11, tap into the experience and skills of others. That's really what that synergy is about. Somebody else may have experience and skills in an area that you lack. So we're talking about synergies. Number 12, new learning. Once again, if you're not going forward, you're going backwards. You always need to level up your entrepreneur IQ. All right, so new learning. 13, specific knowledge. This is specifically for 6-figure entrepreneurs trying to eventually get to 7 figures. Number 14, extend your network. I just got off the phone with my daughter about extending her network. I gave her a couple of contacts from some of the BEB family members that can help her extend her network. Number 15, resources. Once again, the more better your network is, the more resources you have. Number 16, growth. Sharpen your business and personal skills. What a mastermind group is going to do, it's going to hold you accountable, guys. So it's going to make you sharpen your business and personal skills if you take the mastermind group seriously. Number 17, energy. It's going to give you energy. It's going to make you wake up and say, look, I got to make sure I'm on par and I have all of my assignments and things done. So I don't want to look like a nut with the other members of the mastermind group when they have everything done. Number 18, boost your everyday mental health. When you deal with like-minded people that are trying to do the exact same thing to you, that's going to boost your mental health. Number 19, gain confidence in your decision-making abilities. Okay. Now, when you're working with people who are at and above your level, then you're going to gain confidence in your decision-making abilities. Excuse me, guys. I'm really fighting this cold, not feeling too well today. Number 20, add to your own experiences. 21, talk through problems. A lot of times we'll solve problems if we start to talk through problems with people that can understand what you're talking about. So have you ever, as an entrepreneur, tried to talk to somebody that's not an entrepreneur and you have an issue or a problem and they just don't understand? It's almost like you're talking a different language. So number 21, talk through problems. Number 22, design things to be the way you want them to be and not as you've been told they should be. So innovation. So many times we have the concept that this is how this type of business is supposed to run. But when you have the exposure to people in other industries, sometimes you can bring some of the things from other industries into your industry and change the game. 23, find inspiration and answers. Once again, if you're in a group and everybody's going toward the same goal, you're inspired by that. You can also find answers to that. Number 24, leverage and explainer effect. So the leverage comes from just the synergies of the group. And once again, the experiences of the people in the group are going to be different from yours, and they can help you explain things. So when you explain something to somebody else, it actually uncovers hidden things and ideas that may be beneficial to you to get from point A to point B. Okay. Number 25, increase follow through. Once again, you're going to be held accountable. This is a group for serious entrepreneurs that want to level up. So if you say before the next meeting, I'm going to have A, B, C, and D done, then we're going to make sure that you follow through with that. That's what the group accountability is for. Number 26, which is accountability and real progress in your business and personal life. accountability, and real progress in your business and personal life. So if everybody else has their assignments done, whatever they decided they needed to do, and you come into the meeting and you're the only one that doesn't have it done, trust me, you're going to make sure the next time that you're making sure that you've taken care of your accountability and you're progressing in your business and personal life. And number 27, which is very important, is establish new habits. Establish new habits. Okay, habits are what make you successful or unsuccessful. Lack of habits make you unsuccessful. If you practice positive habits on a daily basis, you'll be successful. It's just a function of being. It's a function of having those quality habits. So, you know, the old saying is you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. All right. So some of y'all need to find some new people to spend time with. And that may be family members too. But those are 27 benefits of a mastermind group. And they're more than that, but those are the major ones. And once again, on my personal experience with a mastermind group, I'm in 2 groups. And what I found most beneficial is the synergies and also how it keeps me on my toes. I'm like, man, I got to make sure I get this stuff done because everybody else is getting their projects done and they're moving along according to what they described that they were going to do. So we want to make sure, guys, that if you're interested in this, be serious about it. And let me tell you who this is for and who this is not for. And then I'm going to tell you what the investment is. So who this is for. If you're a low 6-figure business trying to get to the mid 6 figures, this is for you. If you're a mid 6-figure business trying to get to the high 6-figure business, this is for you. If you're a high 6-figure business trying to get to a 7-figure business, this is for you. Okay. Serious entrepreneurs that want to break out, entrepreneurs that want to increase their entrepreneur IQ. So, you know, you're not going to go from a low 6-figure business to a 7-figure business right away. There's steps, there's levels to the game. But if your total objective is to get to 7 figures, this is where you need to be. And the reason I started at 6 figures to 7 figures is because we want a group that has some level of success as an entrepreneur. So at a certain level of success, that means you have attained certain skills. You've attained certain experiences that have enabled you to get to that point. So we're talking about, you know, becoming an elite in 2020. And basically it's the BEB Elite Mastermind.com to apply. Once again, we're only taking 10 people and we want to have 10 entrepreneurs that synergistically connect. So basically that the group is bigger than the individual parts. Okay. Now, who is this not for? If you don't want to or have the money to level up your business, if you're not in a position to invest in your business, and I'm going to tell you what that is in a minute, this isn't for you. If you don't already have a 6-figure business. So we're looking for 6-figure businesses, and that's in revenues. Okay. Not in sales. I'm talking in revenues. So I think that broken down is like $8,333 a month or whatever 100,000 divided by 12 is. So if you're not bringing in revenues, not sales. So I could sell a product for $100,000, but my revenue on that is only $30,000. We're talking about revenues. What's coming in Hip Pocket National? What's coming into your bank account? So we're looking for businesses and entrepreneurs that are bringing in 6 figures in revenues. And that's in a 12-month period. So 6 figures in revenues in a 12-month period. Also, this isn't for people who are happy with their current revenues and not interested in growing. Some people are happy doing what they want to do. Because in order to level up from 6 figures to 7 figures, it's going to take additional work. It's going to take additional infrastructure probably. And it's going to take additional time for you to get there. Some people are happy at where they are, and there's nothing wrong with that. So let me tell you about the investment for the BEB Elite Mastermind. So it is it's a 5-month mastermind group. It has a finite end, and we'll discuss that shortly. So it's $297 a month for 5 months. And in those 5 months, we'll have a total of 11 meetings. So the total investment is $1,485, $1,485 to total investment, and that's broken down into $297 a month for 5 months. Now, if you break that down per meeting, so there's 11 meetings. So if you break down that $14.85 divided by 11, that's $135 per session. And these are 2-hour sessions, and I'm about to give you the date. So these are 2-hour sessions that are only going to be an investment of $135 per session. Now, my consulting and coaching fee is $300 per hour. Now, I'm the facilitator of the group, so I'm going to be the one that's going to make the group move and lead the direction of it. But with the mastermind group, it's really the benefit comes out of the actual members of the group. And that's why we're doing an application process, and we're not just taking anybody. So it's $14.85, and that's 5 months. And we're going to meet every other week for 5 months. And that comes out to 11 meetings. And so the start date it's going to be every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, beginning on February 4th. So we have February 4th, February 18th, March 3rd, March 17th, March 31st, April 14th, April 28th, May 12th, May 26th, June 9th, and we'll have a wrap up on June 23rd. That'll be the 11th meeting, and we're going to do a wrap up. Now, at that wrap up, if you decide that you want to continue with the mastermind group, then we'll continue. If not, if you think that that finite amount is good for you, then we'll shut it down right there. Well, some of my other mastermind groups, they had no end date. And what happened was people would start falling off, and it actually messed up the synergy of the actual group. So what we're going to do is we're going to cap it at these 11 meetings. And then after that, we'll come together as a group and we'll decide, hey, do you want to continue or is this good enough? So once again, it begins on February 4th. So this is what it includes. All right. Number one, accelerated content, which is high level content. We're going to be talking high level stuff. And that's why we're looking for 6-figure business earners and more. All right. We're going to have masterclass guest speakers. I'm not going to share who we have right now, but we have a couple, 2 high-level successful entrepreneurs that have 7-figure businesses that are going to share their experiences with the actual group. We have multiple hot seat sessions per meeting. Each person will be on the hot seat at least twice during this whole mastermind group. So what a hot seat is, it's when you come out and you tell people what your issues or concerns are. You're here, you're at point A, and you're trying to get to point B. And then the group helps you, tells you, or gives you suggestions on how you can move from point A to point B. So it's not really a hot seat. Really, it's a time where the rest of the group assists you in helping you moving your business along. Okay. We also have an open forum periods for synergistic interaction. We're going to have an open forum period at the end of every meeting. We're also going to have an online forum where people can interact and connect outside of the meetings. That's where the synergies come from. And we'll have more. So this is, once again, the BEB Elite Mastermind.com. Please go there and apply. So you must apply for admittance. And once again, we're only taking 10 people. Now, we will let you know by the end of January if you've been accepted into the actual mastermind group. Once again, it's not because that your business isn't any good. We're just looking for synergies that are going to make the group greater, than its individual parts. So that's what we're looking for. And we'll probably do this maybe twice a year. We'll see how this one goes. But I'm really interested in working with people that are taking it or looking to take it to another level. So a lot of my stuff is for introductory because we have people that are employees looking to transition to entrepreneurship. And then we have people that are just in their business. And then we have mature entrepreneurs that have been in their business and are trying to level that business up. So once again, go to BEBElitemastermind.com. Apply there. It's only 13 quick questions. It should take you about 3 or 4 minutes to fill it out. And once that's submitted, we'll get back to you as soon as possible. And we'll have the list of everybody no later than the end of January. I forgot the exact date. But we'll have people all set up and ready to go. So once again, If you're a low six-figure business trying to get to the mid six figures, this is for you. If you're mid six-figure business trying to get to the high six-figure business, this is for you. If you're in a high six-figure business trying to get to the seven-figure level, this is for you. If you're serious about entrepreneurship and you're ready to break out in 2020 and ready to increase your entrepreneur IQ, family, this is for you. So with my mastermind experiences, like I said, they've been able to allow me to level up my businesses in order to take it to seven figures. And to be quite honest, if I didn't have that core group of people that I've become personal friends with, I don't know if I would have gotten there, because I know a lot, but I don't know everything. So I know I don't know everything. So once again, guys, please excuse me for this cough, man. I'm fighting it. I'm not feeling well at all. But as they say in show business, the show must go on. Now we're going to get to part 2 of today's episode 287. The first part was BEB Elite Mastermind Opportunity. Part 2 is escape velocity. 5 things to create escape velocity in your business. Now, you're probably wondering what escape velocity is. So basically in physics, escape velocity is the minimum speed needed for a free, non-propelled object to escape from the gravitational influence of a massive body. So on Earth, to get out the Earth's gravitational pull, you have to have a certain amount of velocity to get through that. And as an entrepreneur, we need that type of velocity to increase and grow our business. So the escape velocity from Earth is about 25,020 miles per hour. That means you got to be going over 25,000 miles per hour to get out of the gravitational pull of the Earth. Now, more generally, escape velocity is the speed at which the sum of an object's kinetic energy and its gravitational potential energy is equal to 0. So any physics people out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But basically, escape velocity as it pertains to entrepreneurship is the velocity needed to transition from an employee to an entrepreneur, or transition from a good business to a great business. I'm going to repeat that. Escape velocity as it pertains to entrepreneurship is the velocity needed to transition from an employee to an entrepreneur. That's one aspect. Or transition from a good business to a great business. So we're going to talk about 5 things that you can do to increase your escape velocity. Many times, and this is why the BEB Elite Mastermind is connected to this, because many times we focus ourselves on, hey, I'm a one-person business, a solopreneur. I may have some virtual assistants or whatever. And we're looking down so much that we don't look up. We don't realize that we're going to need some new eyes looking at this. We're going to need some new perspectives to actually propel us to that escape velocity portion or point where you just break through. So when I was a stockbroker at Merrill Lynch, when the stock broke a certain level, a lot of times it would go on a run, and it's almost like escape velocity. So if you see a stock, I'll just use this for example, going or touching up to $45 or $50 a share, and then finally it breaks through that. A lot of times that stock will what we call run. So it may run up to $60, $70 or whatever, but it's breaking through that barrier. And that's what we need to do. I don't care what phase of entrepreneurship you're in, prospective entrepreneur or current entrepreneur, we need to be able to do things to create that escape velocity, which is really the momentum to break out. We need the momentum to break out. So we're going to talk about 5 things that can help give you momentum to break out and to go on a run like a stock goes on a run when it breaks that ceiling. Number 1, and I know this may sound simple, but it's a lot of people don't do it. Have a plan. All right. How do you plan on creating that momentum that will propel you out of corporate America into your own business or successful full-time business? Or how do you transform your good business into a great business? Now, I've talked about business plans on this show on many occasions, and I'm actually about to come out with some business plan software for the BEB family. So one of the things is I'm not a big proponent on 300-page business plans. OK, you can have a plan and it could be 10 pages long. You want to focus on, certain things, marketing, profitability, sales or whatever. So, if you go to bebconnect.com, you'll be able to get the business plan roadmap, and that'll be able to help you to basically create that business plan. Okay. And it's on one sheet of paper. Okay. And that'll be able to help you, but you have to have a plan. So many times, a lot of our plans, what do they say? The best laid plans of mice and men, or whatever it is. We have all of these plans, but we don't write it down. So they're in our head. So the goal isn't a goal unless you write it down. Okay. It needs to be tracked. It needs to have a time frame to get done. So how many people have said, oh man, I'm going to start this business, and that was 3 years ago and you haven't done it? How many people said, oh, I'm going to write this book? It's been 18 months and you only wrote 10 pages. How many people said, I'm going to get in shape, and, they still looking the same as they did last year? It's because you don't have a plan that you're sticking to. A plan has hard dates, completion dates. It should move you on from point A to point B to point C to point D to wherever your final destination is. So once again, number one is have a plan. Have a plan and follow the plan. Have time frames, have time stamps, and make sure you continue to move forward. Okay. Number two, you want to validate your business hypothesis. Okay. In science, hypothesis is an idea or an explanation that you then test through study and experimentation. I'm going to repeat that. Validate your business hypothesis. So in science, a hypothesis is an idea or explanation that you then test through study and experimentation. All right. So once again, y'all know I'm big on testing, right? So if you come out and, you got, you start the razor blade company, like a buddy of mine, you don't test to see if the product sells through. You don't test to see if people like the product. You're going to end up with 5,000 razor blades sitting in your garage or your basement. So you have to validate your business hypothesis. And many times, just because we may like something, that doesn't mean that the general public will. So what you're doing is you're providing a service for others, not necessarily for yourself. Now, if you find that you have a problem, that many people have the same type of problem, then that's something different. But I'll give you another example. A good friend of mine wants to start a home automation, or wanted to start a home automation business. So, you come in, you hit a button in your car, your lights come on, your radio comes on, your TV pops on to your favorite channel, the temperature is set and all of that. And as an independent home automation company, dealing with the Xfinities, the ADTs, the Vivint Security, and the Nest, what's the other guys with the Ring doorbell, all of those home automation companies who have back offices, they have service and they have support. Is your business, are you really going to be able to compete with that? Now, you may, if you deal with a specific niche of that market. Maybe it's the high end market that doesn't just want the regular equipment. But you have to look at not just the sales aspect, but the service aspect. So if you're selling a high-end product or service, people are going to require or expect that your service be ridiculous. So if you buy a high-end car, a lot of times they'll come out and get you if you take your car for service. They'll give you a loaner car while your car is getting serviced, an oil change or whatever. That doesn't happen if you buy a lower end car. But if you buy a higher end product or service, then people are going to expect that. So one of the things about validating your business hypothesis is, my truest thing, guys, and I always talk about this, is research the problem and not the product. I'm going to repeat that. Research the problem and not the product. So most times we come up with a product and we think, oh, it's a great product, blah, 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 blah. But once again, that product may not be a winner. But if you have a problem that you've researched, and a lot of people have that problem, and you have a solution to that problem, that's the game right there. That's the biggest part of the game right there. Now you just have to figure out how to solve that problem where it's fiscally beneficial to you, and it's a winning proposition also to the prospective customer. So validate your business hypothesis. So don't just think because you like something, everybody else likes something. So for example, I'm not a home automation customer. Yeah, I got access to my security system, my video and all that, but I don't need to when I'm driving up, push your button and the lights dim or the lights come on and my TV's already on and all. I don't need all of that. So I'm not a customer for that. So you have to, number 2, validate your business hypothesis. And what we're doing or talking about right now in part 2 of today's episode is escape velocity. 5 things you can do to create escape velocity in your business. And once again, escape velocity for an entrepreneur is the velocity needed to transform or transition from an employee to an entrepreneur, or transition from a good business to a great business. Really, it's called the momentum to break out. Most times we're at a ceiling with the business and we need something external to help us break that business out. So that's number 2. Number 1 was have a plan. Number 2 is validate your business hypothesis. Number 3, increase your entrepreneur IQ. If I don't say anything, or if you don't hear anything today, you got to increase your entrepreneur IQ. If you stay where you are, you're going backwards. Okay. Everybody else is moving forward. So if you stay pat or stand pat, you're going backwards. So you have to increase your entrepreneur IQ any way you can. So it could be continue to study. So say you're taking classes or whatever, online classes, or you're taking online courses or whatever. You need to continue to learn, take classes, join a mastermind group. That's how that connectivity comes in. So joining a mastermind group is one of the best ways to increase your entrepreneur IQ, because it's not just you learning something. It's what you and your group are learning together. And synergistically, it's exponentially compounded when you're working as a group. And I just wanted to touch on this real quick when I talk about groups. So when I went to college initially, my major was computer science. I was going to be a computer programmer. And the reason I decided that, it was because that's what my guidance counselor said I would probably be good at. And that was the new thing coming out. So I go to class, my school at Temple University in Philly. And I'm in there and I'm taking my first, couple of computer classes, Pascal, Fortran, COBOL, C. I can't even remember the rest of them. And I'm trying to do simple problems, make this computer do this. And back in those days, guys, we had what's called punch cards that you would run into a computer and then it would do whatever functionality you wanted. And so I'm over there scratching my head, looking around during class, trying to figure out, damn, how is this working? And I see other groups over there, working this group. There was like 2 or 3 different Asian groups. There was some other groups together, and they were over there and they were getting stuff done. And so, when you finish your test and you finish your test real early, only 1 or 2 things that means. Number 1, you aced it and you knew exactly what was on the test. Or number 2, which was me, I didn't know a damn thing. All right, I was freaking clueless. And so I'm starting taking tests and I'm like, all right, well, I'm finished. Why is everybody else still working? I know I'm not that smart. So what I had to do was I had to learn how to study. And so what I did was I started connecting with other people in my classes that were more proficient in computer science than myself. And so that helped me. So if my professor didn't explain it to a way that I could understand it, and even though I would go back and talk to the professors, sometimes you need different eyeballs on it. And the group would be like, nah, man, look at it this way. This is how I do it. And that really helped me in computer science. Now, I ended up dropping out of computer science and I went into the business school. So I graduated with a finance degree with a minor in marketing because I did not have that proficiency to be able to be a computer programmer. I just knew I didn't have it. So you want to make sure that you increase your entrepreneur IQ. Like I said, there are multiple ways to do it. Continue to study, learn, take classes, join mastermind groups. Just increase your knowledge base. Okay. All right. Now, that's number 3. Number 1, have a plan. Number 2, validate your business hypothesis. 3, increase your entrepreneur IQ. Number 4, transform your knowledge into know-how. I'm going to repeat that, family. The light bulb needs to go off. Transform your knowledge into know-how. So if you've listened to this show for any period of time, I always talk about the difference between knowledge and know-how. Okay? You can acquire knowledge by watching television, by reading a book, by looking at a documentary, by looking at somebody do something, whatever. That's knowledge. And say the old axiom is, knowledge is power, but that's not correct. Okay. Knowledge is not power. So if I have knowledge, and I use the F-15 fighter jet as my example. So if I watched a video on how to fly an F-15 fighter jet, if I read a book on how to fly an F-15 fighter jet, if I was in the cockpit watching somebody fly an F-15 fighter jet up in the air with them, the question is, when I got down, does Jay Jones know how to fly an F-15 fighter jet? So what's the answer? No. So you don't know how. Knowledge is good, but know-how is what you want to attain. So transform your knowledge into know-how. And the only way to do that, guys, is by doing. Know-how comes from doing. So you can sit here and write a 300-page business plan with all these hypotheses and suppositions, and you're not going to know a daggone thing until you get out there and start doing something. So know-how requires action behind the actual thought or the plan. So transform your knowledge into know-how, and the only way you're going to do it is by doing something. So I've known so many people that I've talked to, that I've coached or whatever, have paralysis by analysis. And basically what that is, and I get it, it's different. It's scary. You're walking a tightrope with no net behind you or below you. But unless you start doing something, you're never going to find out if this hypothesis is true, okay, or if it's false. And so you need to transform your knowledge into know-how by doing. So even if you don't, this is a great segue for this. So I was getting interviewed on a podcast a couple days ago, and the gentleman asked me about failing in business. And really, I told him I never really fail. Because the worst thing that can happen to me when I start a business is that I'm going to learn something, right? Now, if I'm smart enough, whatever I learn, I'm going to apply that when I come back out again. Yes, that business may not have been successful. And out of my 17 plus businesses, 5 of them were abject failures. But what happened was I learned probably more from my failures than I did from my successes. And so once again, transforming your knowledge into know-how, and those setbacks, like I said, I wouldn't have had the setbacks if I didn't get out there and do something. So don't just sit there and have a 300-page business plan and think about the ways that you can't be successful, because you will never know the nuances and intricacies needed to be a successful entrepreneur until you get out there and start mixing around a little bit. So a lot of the things that you think are going to happen are not going to happen. And a lot of the suppositions that you had, they're going to be totally wrong. And the only way you figure that out, guys, is by doing. So people sometimes use the analogy of, they want to be fail fast. Fail fast, meaning let me learn what I need to know and bump my head, so now I can take that information and make sure that I can propel my business even further. So number 4, transform your knowledge into know-how. So number 1, have a plan. Number 2, validate your business hypothesis. Number 3, increase your entrepreneur IQ. Number 4, transform your knowledge into know-how. Number 5, monitor and measure your results. So you need to monitor and measure your results, guys, and keep track of your key performance indicators, KPI, key performance indicators. And a key performance indicator is a measurable value that demonstrates how effectively a company is achieving key business objectives. I'm going to repeat that. A KPI, a key performance indicator, is a measurable value that demonstrates how effectively a company is achieving key business objectives. Organizations use KPIs at multiple levels to evaluate their success at reaching targets. So, for example, a high-level KPI may focus on the overall performance of the business, the sales, revenues, profitability, while low-level KPIs may focus on processes in departments such as a sales process, a marketing process, human resource support, and other things. So monitor and measure your results, especially when it comes to advertising and marketing. So if you're throwing money running Facebook ads and these Facebook ads aren't working, then you need to understand that they're not working and what's it's costing you. Now, what you want to do is you want to reallocate that Facebook ad money to something that is working. So you need to have key performance indicators, or KPIs, what people call. Once again, I'm just going to recap real quick and I'm going to close out. Oh man, I forgot to do this, guys. And I'm doing this on video too. Before I recap, if you are a first time listener or watcher, the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, welcome to the BEB family. Please, I'm going to give you all of my social media contact information and all of my resources so you'll be able to connect with us and take advantage of all of my resources like my new book, A New Black Wall Street. Also, all my resource links to help circulate the black dollar worldwide in the black community. And then let me do this and then we'll finish up. All right. So number one, my new book is out, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses. So you can go to anewblackwallstreet.com, pick yourself up a copy. You can get the digital version, which is the new revised version with the fast start guide, or the actual print version. That's anewblackwallstreet.com. Now, if you need additional assistance building your successful, sustainable e-commerce business, you can go to educatedecommerce.com. That's educatedecommerce.com. That's my flagship course that is basically compatible to A New Black Wall Street. Go to educatedecommerce.com and enroll in the course. Now, I just talked about platforms to help circulate black dollars worldwide in the black community. The first one is besmartbyblack.com. besmartbyblack.com. And what that is, it's a platform for any black product producer that wants to connect with black consumers worldwide. So all you do is upload your product information. It's free. And you can have people all over the world, black consumers, buying your product. besmartbyblack.com. Now, if you are a freelancer, you do anything on Fiverr.com or freelancer.com, I got something for you guys too. It's called hireblackfreelancers.com, HIRE, blackfreelancers.com. Same thing. If you're a freelancer and you want to connect with black businesses and black consumers that want to hire a black freelancer, it's free. Upload your contact and content information and you can connect with black businesses and consumers worldwide. To request me to speak at an event or for my book tour, I'm going to be in Charlotte on March 14th, family. So Charlotte, look out. State of Black Charlotte, March 14th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'll be out there. I'm going to be hosting a entrepreneur workshop. So all the BEB family members in and around Charlotte, I'm looking forward to seeing y'all. Come on out and check me out. But if you want to request me to speak at an event or a book tour at a school, church, organization, event, whatever, please go to bookjjones.com, bookjjones.com. Fill out the short form and I'll get right back to you. My social media contact information, please make sure you connect with me on social media. All right. So for Facebook, go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Twitter, jjones001. That's JAYJONES 001. Instagram, that's jjones for real. The number 4, JAYJONES. The number 4, REAL. YouTube, please, please, please subscribe to my YouTube channel because I have additional content that comes out on YouTube that does not come out on the podcast. So, for example, yes, the podcast does go to YouTube, but I have additional content. In 2020, it's about to be fire out there. I'm telling you, I'm working on a new studio right now, so we're going to be doing a lot more content on YouTube. So go to YouTube, type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, and please subscribe to me on YouTube. LinkedIn, go check me out and connect with me on LinkedIn. Look for J Jones, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Book J Jones, I talked about that. Now, I just gave you guys all that information, which I'm sure you probably can't write down if you're in the car or whatever. But here's what you do. Go to BEBconnect.com, BEBconnect.com. That has everything that I just listed there. All my social media contact information, all the resource links. Go to BEBconnect.com. It also has the latest podcast episode. It's actually a page on my podcast. My website is blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. So if you go there, you'll find everything too. But I just shortened it to BEBconnect.com. So you'll have all of my resource links and access, to everything that I'm doing. So definitely check it out. BEBconnect.com. Let me just recap and close this out real quick. I'm going to start with the escape velocity. Once again, 5 things you can do to create escape velocity in your business. It's really, guys, the momentum to break out. Number 1, have a plan. You got to make sure you have a plan that has distinct dates that you need to complete things by. And you also have to make sure that you follow that plan. Number 2, validate your business hypothesis. Just because you think something's going to work, you got to test it. All right. And the best way to test something, guys, is when people go in their pocket and pay for it. All right. Quick story. And I mentioned this before. I had a new Tropic that I was selling a couple years ago called X4 Mind Boost. It helps you mind, think clearer and stuff like that. And so what I did was, instead of buying the product outright, I spoke to the manufacturer. I created my brand. I got the pricing on the product, got a couple of samples. I got about 10 samples, tested it out, let other people test it out. It worked pretty well. And so what I did was I said, well, let me put up a web page and run traffic to the page. And what the page was, it was a landing page and it was a sales page. So free plus shipping. So your first bottle was free and you paid like $5.95 shipping and handling. After that, you were on an automatic 30-day pay, $29.95 after that. So I said, okay, I'm going to wait to see if people actually try the product and buy it before I go and buy 200 bottles of this that may end up sitting in my basement or garage. So I figured that if 30 to 40 people bought it on that trial plan, that, free shipping, free plus shipping, free bottle, $5.95 per month. I mean, for the shipping, after that, $29.95. So what happened, people started buying it. And if they didn't buy 30 or 40 bottles, I would have just refunded their money and took that L. But what happened was they actually started buying the product. Then what I did was I called the manufacturer. Hey, they already had my labels and everything made up. Yo, I need 100 bottles to start. Go ahead and send that thing in here. And that's how I tested the product. So you want to make sure that you validate your business hypothesis without going broke. Number 3, increase your entrepreneur IQ. Continue to study, learn, take classes, mastermind groups, whatever it is. You got to keep learning or you're going backwards. Number 4, transform your knowledge into know-how. You know how that works, family. Know-how comes from doing. Knowledge can be acquired by looking at something, reading something, or whatever. It doesn't get done. You don't get that know-how, family, until you do something, until you do it. Do you know how to do this? Do you know how to run Facebook ads? Do you know how to level up your business from 6 figures to 7 figures? Do you know how to do this? If you don't know how, then you got to level up that entrepreneur IQ. All right. Number 5, monitor and measure your results. Key performance indicators. What are the key things or steps that you need to hit along the way to make sure your business is successful? KPI. You need to monitor and measure your results and keep track of your key performance indicators. It could be sales, it could be marketing, it could be HR, support, or whatever. But you need to have key performance indicators that you look at regularly to make sure that your business is on track, because it only takes a minute for your business to fall off. And last but not least, once again, the BEB Elite Mastermind, from 6 figures to 7 figures. It's an accelerated mastermind. Please go to BEBElitemastermind.com. Only 10 people are going to be in the group. Once again, you must apply for admittance because we want the synergies of the group to make sure that we have the right folk in the group. So that way it's just going to be more beneficial for the people that get into the group. So I gave you those 27 benefits. So if you're I'm not going to do that again. That's too long. But if you're low 6 figures, want to go to mid 6 figures. If you're mid 6 figures, want to go to high 6 figures. If you're high 6 figures and you want to take your business to 7 figures. If you're serious about wanting to break out, if you're serious about increasing your entrepreneur IQ and working off and benefiting exponentially from the synergies, experience, and talents of the BEB Elite Mastermind.com, please go there. Fill out the application. It's real quick. It'll take you 3 or 4 minutes. BEBElitemastermind.com. All the information will be there. Starts February 4th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it goes on for 11 sessions over 5 months. 2-hour sessions, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And if you miss a session, all of the sessions will have replays available to you. Once again, the investment, $297 per month, paid each month. Total of $1,485. If you break it down over the 11 sessions, it's $135 per session. Once again, who's this not for? If you don't want to or don't have the money to level up your business, then you can't afford it. Then I get that. All right. If you don't already have a six-figure business, we're looking for six-figure businesses and more. If you're happy with your current revenues and not interested in leveling up or growing your business, some people are happy where they're at. But if you're looking to level up and you're looking to deal and work with synergistically, rather, with people that are on your level and above your level, because that's how you really get it, is working with people synergistically that can share their talents, expertise, and help you level your game up. That's what you do, family. Mastermind groups are a boom. If you can find a good one, and I know this is going to be an excellent one. It's not going to be like my other mastermind groups. This is going to be accelerated, high level stuff. So go to BEBElitemastermind.com and apply. Only 10 people are getting in the group, and we'll get your answer back to you, as soon as we can. It'll be before the end of January. The first session starts February 4th. Also, guys, if you need to connect with me, make sure just go to bebconnect.com, bebconnect.com. And also, closing out, I just want to mention last year, 2019, was a great year for Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, and that is attributed all to the BEB family. Guys, I tell you, I can't do it without you. Please continue to spread the word about the podcast and the blog and all of the resources that we have out there. Our goal is basically, guys, to an economic empowerment in the Black community, to build an economic power base, because there's no revolution. You see the shirt, if you're watching this, it's no revolution without economics, family. Everything starts from economics. Love you guys. I'm going to see you same time next week. Peace.